Hey there, what's going on? This is again Journeyman here. Thank you for joining me on this video. What I want to share with you today is something that I've been using and playing with called FIB resistance arcs. And they've been working really well, so I figured, hey, why not share it? So first off, I'm on the Ethereum US dollar 1-day Gemini chart, and I've already squared my chart. So the first thing I want to do is kind of start pulling from the last leg or the big move. So in that case, it was this run up here from the $80 mark all the way up to about 360. So I'm zooming in now, making sure I got everything nice and pretty. Because after you lay these things, sometimes TradingView is just a piece of work. So the first thing I want to do is start laying down some lines. So I'm going to run my trend line here from the bottom, 80, 83 to 360, 385. It's going to be very important to make sure you get these as accurate as possible, because you'll need this whenever you're laying your circles, FIB resistance arcs. And I'm going to draw some vertical lines as well. Why not? So we got that going, and then we got this guy going. Sweet. And next, I want to know where this midpoint's at. So what I'm going to do is pull for a FIB retracement here. Come from the low, hit to the high, but I'm going to move it over so I can read what the heck it actually says. And this is not right, so we'll make it right. And it says 222.34. So let's go ahead and drop a line there and make sure we got it right. Close. Now we're good. So now that we have that intersection mark, we can go ahead and remove the fibs. And I'm going to go ahead and put another vertical line here to signify the center of the four quadrants. So we have a nice square box here from the low to the high. And it is time for the FIB speed resistance arcs. So come from the middle here. I'm going to drop down. Now, we want this box to contain the circle. And from what I'm seeing right here, TradingView always has like a little bit hanging over. So if you look on the left side of the box here, if I move the mouse, it's going to screw it all up. Actually, let's try to put this here on the low, and I'll show you what I mean. So it's letting this guy go out way over here, and on this side it's like, nah, not so much. So let's putz with that. I'm going to unlock this a little bit. And then when you try to square it up that way, look what happens. You got crap on the right side. Thank you, TradingView, for not being accurate. So screw them. I'm going back to my square chart. Here's how you square it. You don't put this number in randomly. You got to figure it out. All right. So as you can see, price is moving very nicely along the channels here. This is the default settings from TradingView, by the way, but don't worry, I'll show you what I use, which I found to be pretty helpful. I'm going to drop this side here, and then I'm going to come back and make sure everything's square. So come here, and we have the 222, should be 34, 80, 83, popping it in. We are on bar 104, make sure that matches up. All right. And we're going to go up here because we are not that. Oh, that is perfect. Wow. What are the odds? All right. Fantastic. So as you can see here, we have a nice big bullseye, and price went right around it to our high coming out here. Now, what I want to share with you is there are other numbers you can plug in to the FIB resistance arcs that will give you different channels. So what I use, or have different settings, I should say, is I use something called speed of light. So anything with 144 and the variance of that number. So 114, 141. I mean, you mix those numbers up as many times as you can, and that's what I do. So as you can see here, it creates the tiny little band channels, so you can look at how price is interacting with speed of light variance. Or you can look at pi 314 and the variance of that. So there's a nice channel here, follows in beautifully. And what we're looking for is as many touch points as possible, because we'll know that the chart will be more accurate with the more points that are touching on these. And then there's phi, or the golden ratio. And we can see once again a very nice, get out the way, a very nice following here within those lines. But my favorite so far that I've been playing with and using the most, which I like, I just call it mirrors, but it's 111, 222 all the way down, keep going, and that's as many of those that you can fill up. I put them there. And you'll see nicely how it sits inside of this, as well as touching here right on these points very beautifully. So that's what I use. So let me fix this top one here. Drop it. Perfect. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is you can either backtest and go backwards to see what it's going to look like, or you can go forward and start to look at the price action that has not been touched yet. I'm going to go backwards just to see how well this circle is going to line up with the past. Now, whenever I'm doing this lineup, what I want to do is grab this center vortex point and move it over to the exact same spacing. So if I go from my center line here over to this, we had 96 bars. So all I need to do is come back as here and do 96 bars. And that takes us to September 10th, 2018. And we'll drop it. And then, just for the heck of it, because you know we're going to go to the future, let's go here from this date. And we're going to go 96 over. Not reaching. Come on. 96. All right. And that's September 30th. All right. So, let's take this guy here. Did I lock it? Yes, I did. Unlock. And this one's probably locked. Now, I learned this on the last video that I tried to shoot because I'm slightly a perfectionist. But if you select both of these, you should be able to drag the whole thing. Yes. Fantastic. So I want to make this line up as close as possible to that 50% mark, as well as put the 999s right within the overall top and bottom. So the 8083 and the 363.85. So I'm going to drop that, check to see what this guy's number is, 88. That number shows up everywhere. And then let's check these and make sure we're good. And look at that. Beautimous. And on the 88. And let's check the bottom. 88. Perfect. And let's look at price. So this one shot straight through the middle of this and came out. We bounced down. Had some hard knocks there. So if you haven't thought of this already, I'll just throw this out there. But if we take the top part, the top quadrants, and we drop it on top of the bottom quadrants, you now have some resistance arcs that you can use. So let's align this guy as best as we can, and then we'll come back and modify it. That one was not perfectly laid, but we'll make it perfect. 83. And now, so these lines that are coming down are support arcs. These going up are resistance arcs, depending upon which way price is coming, obviously. So as price was coming down, these were acting as support. It's coming up, resistance up, drop through. And as you can tell, that actually looks really nice. That resistance arc is just holding that price down. It popped through. It fought, hit the 50%, came back down, and followed that. And we have some price action overlapping here at the bottom, which is great. So we're going to take, so you can flip it either way. So you can take the bottom quadrant, throw it on the top to get the reverse. So let's go ahead and go to the right here. And I'm going to make another one. By the way, I just hold down Control and click. As long as it's unlocked, it'll move for you like this. So let's go ahead and look at this. 104, that was correct. Wow, perfect. So as you can see here, we're in this channel. It touches on this arc, comes up, doesn't quite reach that, but plays this arc very pretty. I like these touches. Follows this channel, breaks up through. and we're out to the top. So to see the top version, we'll just take one of these bottom quadrants here and drag it up here, line it up, and make sure we have it correct. 105 or off a hair, bring it 104. Price is off as well. We'll fix that. Be meticulous about this. You want this to be as accurate as possible, so make sure all the numbers match up. So as you can see here, those turn into resistance arcs, touching right on them. And then you also have support when it comes down into it. So let's see how this looks whenever we move it over here to this new price action. So far I really like how this is interacting. Let's come over here and I'm going to try. So I clicked on the first one and then I held control, and I clicked on the second one down here, and then control is still being held, and you grab and you can drag the whole freaking thing. It's really kind of nice. Alright, so let's look at this. You'll have to select one of these at a time though, because it's actually two pieces. Look at that, just hit the 50 and alright. So is it 297? What is this line here? It is 297. So we can confirm we're online, and then the price should be right here, 34, 80, 83. Catch our top. And the biggest thing is you're just trying to keep everything square. And 363, 85. Have I said that enough? I don't want to like bore you to death with that. Okay, so we have that there, and now we can take these other resistance slash support fibs. Oh, look at me. I didn't deselect one of them. All right, but I can delete that and we'll go from there. So now we have some resistance arcs being placed. 297, that looks great. And as we can see here, price is playing very well within the channel. Came to this squeezing point, popped through, broke up, and had a major rejection, price touching, and now we're actually sitting on support. So if we break this, we go down to 159-ish. If it goes up, we either climb this up or we shoot up. So the top there is like 190. So this is a daily chart. I like playing the daily chart. I know it's slower and more boring that way, but I'm not trying to catch the little dinks and dunks that the market gives. I want to use the big moves. But this is how I've been looking at support and resistance using the FIB resistance arcs, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I figured, hey, why not share it with you? And hopefully you found some kind of value in this. If not, I'm terribly sorry for wasting about 15 minutes of your time. But if you found this helpful at all, as I've heard it elegantly said before, share good things with good people. So I'd appreciate if you give this video a like, a share, thumbs up, share it on Twitter, who cares? Just tell somebody that needs to see this to take a look at it. Oh, thank you for your ad. Another piece of bet I just earned. Get to the Brave browser. Free bet. Okay, well, I've rambled on enough now. Hope you found this video informative, and I'll see you in the next one if you care to join me. Have a great day.